Welcome back to Click Future, where your future is a click away. Today I'm going to tell you about a breakthrough that's happening right now in laboratories around the world that will fundamentally transform medicine and save millions of lives. Quantum computing has just solved one of the most challenging problems in modern healthcare: drug discovery. For decades, developing new medications has been a process that takes 15 to 20 years and costs billions of dollars, with a 90% failure rate. Pharmaceutical companies have been essentially guessing which molecular combinations might work, testing them one by one in a process so slow and expensive that life-saving treatments often never reach the patients who need them. But quantum computing has changed everything. In the past year, quantum-enhanced drug discovery has identified potential treatments for diseases that have puzzled medical researchers for generations. We're talking about personalized cancer therapies designed in weeks instead of decades, antibiotics that can defeat superbugs, and treatments for neurological diseases that were previously considered incurable. Neil deGrasse Tyson recently observed, "Quantum computing doesn't just make drug discovery faster, it makes drug discovery possible in ways that were literally impossible before." We're entering an era where medicine can be designed at the molecular level with precision that approaches the fundamental limits of physics itself. Today, we're going to explore how quantum computing is revolutionizing drug discovery, the breakthrough treatments that are already being developed, and what this means for the future of personalized medicine and healthcare for everyone. To understand why quantum computing is so revolutionary for drug discovery, we need to understand the enormous challenges that have made developing new medications so difficult, expensive, and time-consuming. The human body is incredibly complex, with trillions of cells, thousands of different proteins, and molecular interactions that occur at scales and speeds that are almost impossible to comprehend. Traditional drug discovery has been essentially a process of educated guessing, followed by an extensive trial and error. Pharmaceutical researchers identify a biological target, perhaps a protein involved in cancer or a receptor in the brain, and then test thousands or millions of different molecular compounds to see if any of them interact with that target in beneficial ways. This process is extraordinarily inefficient because the number of possible molecular combinations is virtually infinite. There are more potential drug molecules than there are atoms in the observable universe. Classical computers, no matter how powerful, can only test these combinations one at a time, and even the most advanced supercomputers can only explore a tiny fraction of the possible molecular space. Brian Greene, the theoretical physicist, explains the computational challenge. Imagine trying to find a specific grain of sand on every beach on Earth, but you can only look at one grain at a time. That's essentially what classical drug discovery has been like. The molecular space is so vast that even our most powerful computers can barely scratch the surface. But the challenge goes deeper than just the number of possibilities. Drug molecules don't work in isolation. They interact with complex biological systems in ways that depend on quantum mechanical effects. The binding of a drug to its target protein, the way medications are metabolized in the liver, the interaction between different drugs in combination therapy, all of these processes involve quantum effects that classical computers cannot accurately model. The result has been a pharmaceutical industry that spends hundreds of billions of dollars and decades of time developing treatments that often fail in clinical trials because the classical models used to design them were fundamentally inadequate. Patients with rare diseases often have no treatment options because the market isn't large enough to justify the enormous cost of classical drug development. Charles Liu, astrophysicist at the American Museum of Natural History, puts the problem in perspective. Classical drug discovery has been like trying to understand a symphony by listening to one note at a time. Quantum computing allows us to hear the entire symphony simultaneously, to understand how all the molecular interactions work together to create health or disease. Quantum computing transforms drug discovery by leveraging the fundamental principles of quantum mechanics to model molecular interactions with unprecedented accuracy and speed. Unlike classical computers that process information sequentially, quantum computers can explore multiple molecular configurations simultaneously through quantum superposition. This means that instead of testing potential drug molecules one at a time, quantum computers can evaluate thousands or millions of molecular combinations simultaneously. They can model how different drug candidates interact with target proteins, predict their effectiveness, identify potential side effects, and optimize their properties, all in parallel across quantum possibility spaces. But the real breakthrough comes from quantum computing's ability to accurately model quantum mechanical effects that are fundamental to biological processes. When a drug molecule binds to a protein, the interaction involves quantum effects like electron tunneling, quantum entanglement between molecular orbitals, and coherent quantum states that determine binding affinity and specificity. Jan Levin, professor of physics and astronomy at Barnard College, describes the transformation. Quantum computers go beyond simulating molecular interactions. They actually perform the same quantum mechanical processes that occur in biological systems. It's like having a molecular laboratory inside the computer where you can test drug interactions at the quantum level. The practical implications are staggering. Quantum-enhanced drug discovery can identify promising drug candidates in days or weeks instead of years. It can predict how medications will be metabolized by individual patients based on their genetic profiles. It can design combination therapies that work synergistically without harmful interactions. Most importantly, it can discover treatments for diseases that were previously considered undruggable because classical methods couldn't identify effective molecular targets. One of the most significant breakthroughs is in the area of protein folding prediction. Proteins are the molecular machines that carry out most biological functions, and their shape determines their function. Misfolded proteins are involved in diseases ranging from Alzheimer's to cancer to COVID-19. Classical computers have struggled for decades to predict how proteins fold, but quantum computers can model the quantum mechanical forces that determine protein structure with extraordinary accuracy. This has led to the development of quantum-designed drugs that can target specific protein conformations, correct misfolding, or even prevent proteins from misfolding in the first place. We're seeing the emergence of treatments that work at the most fundamental level of biological dysfunction. Elon Musk, commenting on the breakthrough, observed, "Quantum drug discovery isn't just an improvement, it's a complete paradigm shift. We're moving from guessing what might work to precisely engineering molecules that we know will work. It's like the difference between throwing darts blindfolded and using a laser-guided targeting system." The theoretical promise of quantum drug discovery is already being realized in practical breakthroughs that are transforming treatment options for patients around the world. Pharmaceutical companies and research institutions are reporting successes that would have been impossible using classical methods. One of the most significant breakthroughs has been in cancer treatment. Quantum computing has enabled the design of personalized cancer therapies that target the specific molecular signatures of individual tumors. Instead of using broad-spectrum chemotherapy that damages healthy cells along with cancer cells, quantum-designed treatments can target the unique genetic mutations and protein expressions that make each cancer distinct. Researchers at leading cancer centers are reporting remarkable results with quantum-designed immunotherapies that enhance the body's natural ability to fight cancer. These treatments are designed by quantum computers that model the complex interactions between cancer cells, immune cells, and therapeutic molecules at the quantum level. The result is treatments that are more effective and have fewer side effects than traditional cancer therapies. In the field of infectious diseases, quantum computing has led to breakthroughs in developing new antibiotics that can defeat drug-resistant bacteria. The rise of antibiotic-resistant superbugs has been one of the most serious threats to global health. But quantum-designed antibiotics work through novel mechanisms that bacteria haven't evolved resistance to. Dr. Stuart Russell, commenting on the antimicrobial breakthroughs, noted, "Quantum computing has given us the ability to stay ahead of bacterial evolution. We can design antibiotics that target multiple bacterial pathways simultaneously, making it virtually impossible for bacteria to develop resistance." Perhaps most remarkably, quantum drug discovery is making progress on neurological diseases that have resisted treatment for generations. Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, ALS, and other neurodegenerative conditions involve complex molecular processes in the brain that classical computers have been unable to model effectively. Quantum computers can model the quantum mechanical processes involved in neurotransmitter function, protein aggregation in the brain, and the complex network effects that lead to neurodegeneration. This has led to the development of treatments that can slow or even reverse the progression of diseases that were previously considered incurable. The timeline for these breakthroughs is accelerating rapidly. Treatments that were designed using quantum computing are already entering clinical trials, and some are showing remarkable efficacy in early-stage testing. We're looking at a future where diseases that have plagued humanity for millennia could become treatable or even preventable. Brian Greene explains the significance. We're witnessing the beginning of a new era in medicine where our ability to design treatments is limited only by our understanding of biology, not by our computational capabilities. Quantum computing has removed the computational bottleneck that has constrained drug discovery for decades. The most transformative aspect of quantum drug discovery is its ability to enable truly personalized medicine. Treatments that are designed specifically for individual patients based on their unique genetic profiles, molecular biomarkers, and disease characteristics. This represents a fundamental shift from the one-size-fits-all approach that has dominated medicine for centuries. Quantum computers can analyze an individual patient's genetic data, protein expression patterns, metabolic profiles, and disease progression to design treatments that are optimized for that specific person. This isn't just about adjusting dosages, it's about designing entirely new molecular entities that are tailored to individual biology. The process works by quantum computers modeling how different drug molecules will interact with a patient's specific biological systems. They can predict how medications will be metabolized based on genetic variations in liver enzymes, how drugs will distribute through the body based on individual physiology, and how effective different treatments will be based on the molecular characteristics of the disease. Charles Liu describes the personalization revolution. Imagine if every medication was designed specifically for you, taking into account your unique genetic makeup, your medical history, your lifestyle. That's what quantum-enabled personalized medicine makes possible. This approach is already showing remarkable results in cancer treatment, where quantum computers are designing personalized immunotherapies based on the specific mutations present in individual tumors. Each patient receives a treatment that is literally unique to their cancer, designed to target the exact molecular pathways that are driving their disease. In mental health, quantum-designed treatments are being developed that take into account individual variations in neurotransmitter systems, brain structure, and genetic predispositions to different psychiatric conditions. This could lead to antidepressants and other psychiatric medications that are far more effective and have fewer side effects than the current treatments. The implications extend beyond treatment to prevention. Quantum computers can analyze genetic and environmental risk factors to predict which diseases an individual is most likely to develop, and then design preventive interventions that are tailored to their specific risk profile. Neil deGrasse Tyson puts the transformation in perspective. Personalized medicine powered by quantum computing represents the ultimate convergence of physics, biology, and medicine. We're using the fundamental laws of quantum mechanics to design treatments that work at the most basic level of biological function. The economic implications are equally significant. Personalized treatments designed by quantum computers are often more effective than traditional medications, which means better outcomes for patients and lower overall healthcare costs. The ability to predict treatment effectiveness before administration could eliminate much of the trial and error approach that currently characterizes medicine. The quantum revolution in drug discovery is just the beginning of a transformation that will reshape every aspect of healthcare within the next decade. We're moving toward a future where disease prevention, early detection, and personalized treatment are integrated into a comprehensive healthcare system that operates at the molecular level. Quantum computing is enabling the development of diagnostic tools that can detect diseases at the earliest stages, often before symptoms appear. These quantum-enhanced diagnostics can identify molecular biomarkers, genetic predispositions, and cellular changes that indicate the beginning of disease processes. Early detection combined with quantum-designed treatments could make many diseases preventable or curable. The integration of quantum computing with other emerging technologies is creating possibilities that seemed like science fiction just a few years ago. Quantum-designed nanotechnology can deliver medications directly to diseased cells while leaving healthy tissue untouched. Quantum-enhanced artificial intelligence can continuously monitor patient health and adjust treatments in real time based on molecular feedback. We are also seeing the emergence of quantum-designed regenerative medicine, treatments that can repair or replace damaged tissues and organs. Quantum computers can model the complex molecular processes involved in tissue regeneration and design interventions that can restore function to damaged organs, potentially eliminating the need for organ transplants. The timeline for these advances is accelerating rapidly. Many experts predict that within the next decade, quantum-enhanced healthcare will be available for common diseases, and within 2 decades, it could be the standard of care for most medical conditions. Elon Musk offers a vision of the future. Quantum computing is making medicine truly scientific for the first time. Instead of treating symptoms, we're addressing the fundamental molecular causes of disease. Instead of hoping treatments will work, we're designing treatments that we know will work. We're entering an era where aging and disease become engineering problems rather than inevitable aspects of human existence. The democratization of quantum drug discovery is also making treatments accessible to patients with rare diseases who have been underserved by traditional pharmaceutical development. Quantum computers can design treatments for small patient populations economically, potentially providing hope for millions of people with rare genetic conditions. But perhaps most importantly, quantum drug discovery is changing our fundamental understanding of what medicine can achieve. We're moving from a reactive healthcare system that treats disease after it occurs to a proactive system that prevents disease before it starts, from genetic treatments that work for some patients to personalized treatments that work for everyone. The quantum revolution in medicine represents one of the most significant advances in human health in history. We're not just developing better treatments. We're fundamentally changing what it means to be healthy and what it means to live a full and productive life. What do you think about the quantum revolution in drug discovery? Are you excited about personalized medicine, or do you have concerns about the implications? How do you think quantum design treatments will change healthcare in your lifetime? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the technologies that are transforming medicine and healthcare. Next, we'll explore how quantum computing is revolutionizing materials science and energy storage, potentially solving the climate crisis through quantum design solutions. The quantum revolution is transforming every aspect of the human civilization, and healthcare is just the beginning.